There was some completely unimaginable excitement regarding flights. The Su-57 aircraft is a lot of pleasant impressions. Russia is loved, respected. Russian aviation is also respected. This was pleasing in the face of the Su-57 aircraft. Interest in Russia and the Russian aircraft industry is visible. We were mostly located in our zone because to go beyond our perimeter and it threatened to just stop and divide. Autographs, people sincerely wanted to get at least some commemorative sign about this event or a photo or autograph there and so on and so on. And therefore, any movement through the air show, it was in general almost impossible. Small elements. There was added such an element as an upward corkscrew. You can call it that conventionally. Previously, we did mainly descending, but here is the initial phase. It's like an airplane. In any case, it is on an upward trajectory. Then it still crosses the downward trajectory of the long bell when the plane of the top point is at full afterburner. It is practically stationary. Usually the bell phase is the plane braking, decelerating, and then falling tail forward. Quite a long time. Well, there it goes down for 5-10 seconds, and here in general it goes down for almost half a minute, there for 20 seconds, 30 seconds. The plane stands almost in one place. Well, it moves forward there at near zero speed, but from the outside it looks as if it is worth it thanks to the high thrust of the engines. Also the training flight control system, there were a little 4 flights there. Although according to the plan there was more, we were not given 3 to 5 flights. In principle, as a rule, there is not such a complex airspace here as, say, there in France. In France, they're at every distance there from a certain point there. The permissible heights change, then here you cannot be higher than this height, here not lower than this, and this is a very complex spatial figure in which you need to enter your complex here. Everything is free, everything is very open, so I will say it's not difficult. Weather is always the most critical element. How to build aerobatics so that it is holistic and the weather does not affect it. It often happens like this, the weather is bad, but it seems that it is improving or vice versa when the dynamics are going on. And here's the weather change, and you have to understand what kind of complex to show you now. And there's always some kind of dilemma here. So will I be able to perform a corkscrew here now or not? It seems that there is a hole here, so now I can, but in 5 minutes it won't be there, which means I won't do oculoco, I won't do a cobra, or there's something else that I didn't do to my head. There's a huge thought process going on before launch. An hour before the flight, you see one weather, then you launch, the weather changes, you taxi, the weather changes again. This is perhaps the most difficult moment at air shows when deciding what kind of complex to carry out, because on the one hand, there should be no impromptu. That is, say any impromptu, it must be planned, worked out. That's because just carving it from a sheet of paper is unacceptable. It so happened that I had to fly to Irkutsk the night I approached Irkutsk. It seems that the weather is normal and the weather is good further. Going out to the landing course, I saw a strip from afar. As I approached, they told me that the strips were far away from me. It starts to snow and I fly over. They have already reported to me that it is snowing in the middle of the strip. Then I will fly to the strip. I don't see the ground lights shining well, which I follow along the path from the lights, plus it works well, the course of the glide. Well, that is, as a result, I sit on a strip all under the snow. These are as if the whims of nature were moments of what? I had to refuel at night. In conditions when heavy snow falls, you fly from your headlight, shines, and snow flies at you like in a blizzard in a car. There is a glowing hose in front of you at the groove, which you must contact, and when you fly to it due to the fact that it is moving in the clouds, very powerful electrification and about a meter remains until from the refueling boom to the cone and the static that builds up on your plane and on your tanker. Because of this static electricity, a powerful electrical discharge occurs, and every time you get closer than 1 meter, 3 huge lightning bolts connect your refueling rod. Here is a sensor with this cone. Here you dock, which means then you undock at the next docking. This happens again. This spectacle, of course, is very beautiful when thunderstorm cumulus clouds and it rains below. Then on the ground we see an arc-shaped rainbow, and from the air this rainbow is round. That is, you see circles. Sometimes it happens. Their two radii are 1-2, that is absolutely circular against the background of the Earth. To please, such an interesting moment flew by planes. During the polar night in Severomorsk, we take off and climb to high altitudes of around 11 to 12 kilometers. From there we rise, and there we see the sun. That is, people there have not seen the sun for several months, and you take off, you don't see the sun, the profession of a pilot. But what kind of weather was bad, you fly in and you will see the sun.